Alrighty. Hello, Scorpio. This is David with Divination Nation, and I am bringing you your relationship reading for the week of the 23rd to the 29th. Now, as we used to do before, we used to use just this deck here, which would be the Love Oracle cards, as you can see here. We are now also incorporating the Animal Spirits deck, and we're also incorporating the Rider Tarot weight. So, with that being said, I am going to go ahead and begin your reading by drawing an Animal Spirit. Now, I also want to start off by saying, and I'm going to have to drink a little bit of my water, sorry, that before your reading, I had the idea that maybe you've tried something several times and in some way, shape, or form may have not gotten it off the ground. So I wouldn't say failed tries, but I do feel like there was something that maybe you were working on. And because this is in context to a relationship, it may have been something of maybe dealing with somebody who did not want to change, repeating pattern, maybe somebody saying, but I'm working on it, or something similar to that effect, alright? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and draw an animal spirit and see what the animal spirit has to say. We're going to do one row, and then for the other row, the second one, which technically usually is the partner, we're going to draw an animal spirit card for them. But however, as we draw one for you, we're going to go ahead and see what is at the bottom of the deck. Okay, you have the buffalo. Now, this card, similar to, who was it? I think I just did Taurus's reading recently. Taurus got the buffalo too, so maybe, Scorpio, you might be dealing with a Taurus. Could be possible. Now, you have the earthworm in the reverse. And what this is telling me is that because the earthworm is the beginning of things, technically, it's learning as if you were a noob, right? For those of you who speak gamer speak, a noob, for those who don't, is essentially somebody or basically somebody going into something not knowing something, like a green leaf, if you will. So somebody might be dealing with the energies of spirituality or trying to walk a spiritual path here on this physical plane, and perhaps maybe, just maybe, you might have the idea that you know everything. However, the universe is apt to show us different. So, earthworm energy in the reverse, buffalo energy in the upright. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and draw some relationship cards to see what is going on with Scorpio. And after I draw these cards, what I will do is go ahead and explain the buffalo and explain the earthworm and show what the connection is between the animal spirit cards and the love oracle cards. Alright, so the first one, the mask. So, not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, gaslighting. Okay, we talked about the idea of thinking that one has full knowledge of what it means to be spiritual. Now, kind of gives me the idea that per se, there could be some of you that are pretending to walk a spiritual life, and maybe in the background there's something else going on. Okay, passion wanted to come out, but we'll see if it comes out like it did in one of the other signs. Now keep in mind that all of these cards are upright, so if there's any that fall upside down, we'll see them. Alright, addiction and coffee cup. Okay, so I can imagine that some of you buffaloes buffaloes, wow. I can imagine that some of you Scorpios are conversing with friends, meeting up with them, savoring the moment and trying to uplift your spirits. Maybe you're trying to uplift somebody else's spirits. And in some way, shape, or form, you may be using spirituality in some type of way to help uplift them. However, this person is dealing with a codependent relationship, or perhaps you are dealing with trying to control or possess someone. Maybe it could be that you are trying to help remove a block from them, because usually if you're dealing with a friendship, then there is some type of something of trying to savor the moment and trying to create good feelings. Now, how many of you Scorpios out there are trying to help a friend through an addiction, through some type of block, or maybe something that's restraining them? Not showing your true feelings is going to prevent you from being able to uplift them. Okay? Let's see what else pops up. Make sure you do not gaslight your friends. Okay? If you're going to say something spiritual, walk the walk, talk the talk. Alright, so some of you might be dealing with people that are thinking of you. Some of you might be having people think of you. Now, it usually is the case that if a person likes you, they should not keep you confused. And if a person doesn't like you, well, they let you know right away, right? Makes me wonder. Okay, what do you have for a spirit? Not enough. Okay, so it kind of gives me the feeling that you may be conversing with friends, dealing with a relationship that's frustrating you, and perhaps you have your friends teaching you about walking a more spiritual path, and at the same time you're not really showing your true feelings behind the situation. At the same time, I kind of get the feeling that you're trying to savor the moment, maybe even savor the time with the friendship, maybe even awaiting a message of somebody trying to express some type of love toward you, like, hey bro, you know, you might be going through this, but it's cool, you know, I'm here for you. But then again, that's mostly sympathy that you might be getting rather than empathy, because empathy will help you in any situation to actually move forward rather than just feeling your pain and helping you through it. Empathy will actually provide an answer for you. I'm going to draw another card for you. Alright, so the boat. Exactly what I was expecting. You're going to have to move away from something. And the idea that I get is moving away from not showing your true feelings, moving away from pretending, and probably even moving away from trying to delude a certain person into making them think that you're a certain way when you're not. So this obviously is going to need time. It's going to take time for you to understand all the different areas in life in which you're actually doing that. Okay? So, I'm going to go ahead and read the buffalo now, so that you can actually understand how to walk a spiritual path. Okay? Then, from there, we're going to go ahead and read the earthworm and how that's blocking you. Grounded yet heavenly, practical yet spiritual. So the hooves of the mighty buffalo are grounded in the earth, yet its heart and mind rise towards heaven. And I'm going to go ahead and place this like this so you guys can get a good view of the card. Okay. Not sure if that works, but hopefully. The buffalo sees challenge, hardship, or a bump in the road as an opportunity for upliftment. Therefore, the buffalo does not fear death, illness, or misfortune. Its gentle eyes look to the road ahead, trusting every turn. May we all experience this elusive yet life-changing bliss from time to time. And may we allow this card to remind us that life is a precious gift. You'll know that you're walking the spiritual path when you trust the universe as well as show up with a pure essence. This mask right here that you wear over your spirituality, or actually this mask of spirituality that you wear over your normal life, doesn't work. People can see that. Okay? And when people see that, they obviously do things that make you feel like you're not enough. Okay? This is the one thing that needs closure, and this is the one thing that you need to move on from. Okay? Alright, so when it's out of balance, you're going to be restless, you're going to lack gratitude. You know what? It wouldn't be surprising if the gratitude card came out too. Okay? Now, I do have to say this, that when we look at your card, when we look at the card of the buffalo, and we also understand the idea that whenever we're being fake, people catch on to it because of the vibration. Then we have to understand that we need to walk a more integral life. And we also find out that we need to understand how we are only fooling ourselves when we try to live a other than authentic life. Let's just put it that way. Alright, I'm drawing the current planets. Earlier, when I got the current planets before my phone disconnected from the internet, we were looking at Scorpio being in the 8th and the 9th house, mostly a split between the 8th and the 9th house. It is now mostly in your 8th house. So a Scorpio in 8th house, along with your Scorpio being in 1st house in the whole signs. 1st house Scorpio would put your 8th house to be in Gemini. So there's a necessary need for you to be more truthful so that you can allow for the changes in life to happen by being more of yourself, being more authentic. Okay? We mentioned that. Now that also has a little bit of a sliver having to do with your belief systems, right? Belief systems running the way that we actually approach a situation. Let's see, we're going to go to the earthworm now. And the earthworm is about shyness, hesitancy, reluctancy, or being reluctant to share an inner vision. Okay? That inner vision more than likely having to do with walking a more spiritual path. So we all have felt the woes of the earthworm at some point along the way. The earthworm indicates a newbie or novice working to establish confidence in a new field. If we go to not enough, you can see the word right there, lacks confidence. So I feel like because you're wearing this mask, people are understanding that you actually don't know how to walk a spiritual path, and in that, you're actually causing yourself to be self-sabotaged. Okay? Others around you may seem wise and experienced, but it's important to remember that they once felt earthworm energy too. This card is a reminder not to be intimidated or lose hope. Mastery takes time, and you're on the right track. Besides, rumor has it, a beginner's mind offers the most valuable insights. So, what this is calling for you to do is to understand how to reset what you feel, what you think, how you've acted upon spirituality, and clear the slate. Because once this energy is out of balance, you are self-conscious and apprehensive. And think about how that affects your relationships with the public or just your relationship with yourself. The best way to bring this energy into balance is to speak up and to risk embarrassment. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got the options card coming out. Alright, so when this energy is in balance, you're going to be earnest, intelligent, and people are actually going to see your value. Alright, so this actually has a whole lot to play in the mind, because when you have the earthworm in the reverse, that's the suit of air. Now we have Earth here, and I do want to go ahead and travel down to the Earth. Creatures of the field and the forest. So the suit of survival and instinct makes me think that you're doing this as a method of trying to survive, and you're just running off your instincts, okay? You need to run off of intuition, which is what this card denotes. The suit of survival and instinct, the earth creatures represent our relationship with fears and habits. Once again, the fear of lacking confidence or the fear of being possessed or controlled and trying to walk a spiritual path. You know what? What about that? I didn't even think about that. The idea that you don't want to be controlled or possessed or have something obsessing over you has created that block and has created a mask effect where you now try to pretend to be something else. Try to pretend to be something more spiritual than what you actually are. Okay? We're just going to be honest here. That takes time to heal. In general, the creatures of this suit are grounded, dependable, and supportive. However, since they are so drawn to routine, they often become stuck in their ways. Several earth cards indicate that consciousness remains rooted in the material plane, or as referred to in yoga, the gross realm. This means practical concerns, money, home, work, family, relationships, and all of these things are at the forefront of the mind, not leaving room for much else. Movement and exercise are especially helpful to counter the stagnant or stuckness that can accompany excess earth energies. Also, being outside in nature will also do the same thing. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and put Mr. Buffalo down. And we're going to go ahead and draw some more Rider Tarot weights. Oh wow, how about that? You got two coming out. Date and sunglasses. So, it wouldn't be surprising if the mirror came out too. These two cards, as you can see, are very interesting cards to come out for the next row. Somebody wants to date you, but I feel like somebody wants to date someone new, as opposed to you. This person may be watching you, maybe looking at you, looking at your social media. You know, their perception of you is, well, that addiction card right there pops out as soon as I ask that question. I feel like they know something about you. I feel like they know something about you, and they see it, and they see that you don't see it, and that leads to getting taken advantage of. So let's see, Spirit, what else do you have for us? Paradise, okay. So, conversing with friends, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, gives you happiness, joy, expansion, and you can technically enjoy this other person, whoever it is that you're talking to. However, it could be also that they're trying to lead you to oneness. Could be that them conversing with you, they understand that this has a positive effect on you. So, it could be that that is the reason why they always answer your call when you want to converse, right? Love. So this love call, whatever it is that somebody expresses their love to you of, has a lot to do with helping you reach unconditional love and self-love, right? Oneness. We have paradise here, and we have love here. We have oneness right here, so I can show you. And we have oneness over here as well. Both cards talk about oneness, and so whoever this person is, they're trying to teach you something about oneness. Reaching oneness with the source, reaching oneness within yourself. Because this feeling of not feeling like you're enough is actually self-sabotaging you, and this other person knows it. Wouldn't it be surprising if that person has an owl animal spirit? What else do you have for us? Okay, photographs. So, looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, making new memories. Okay, so whoever it is that's spotting you out, that's gaslighting, it could be that they wish to get out there, but they can't find anybody else, because it almost seems like they're kind of mirroring that same energy. Or maybe it is that you're dealing with a narcissist of some kind. They find that oneness and happiness, and they enjoy your presence, and they may be thinking of you, looking at your photos, maybe wishing to make new memories, but it's like you recognize that you have to try to hide your true feelings to this person, right? That's another thing that I'm getting here, is hiding your true feelings towards a person who you feel is taking advantage of your kindness. Interesting. Thank you for that, Spirit. Alright, so outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. Yeah, I feel like because you're choosing to move on, this person is noticing it, and they're replaying all of these events in their head, trying to find out where they went wrong. At the bottom of it all is seduction. So, yeah, this gives me the... I used to miss the way we talked vibes. I used to miss the way that you always made me feel good vibes. Right? We understand that when it comes to these energies, we have to understand when to separate and when to know when something isn't good for us anymore. Right? And I kind of feel like you get that. You understand that. You've had to elevate your consciousness a little bit in order to see it for what it is. But, yeah, I'm not going to do all of that. Yeah. Let's see what other animal spirit pops out for you. The zebra. So, some more earth energies here. And this is for the partner here. With the frog in the reverse, yeah. So this person needs to heal. And that's also probably why that time card was passed out, because I feel like both of you need to heal. However, only one is choosing to heal, while the other one isn't. So, actually, what I'm getting here is that both of you need to heal. And I don't think both of you are, although you are trying to move away. So, zebra energy, fire type. Here we go. Eccentric, creative, visionary. So, zebras are the most precious of gems. They are young at heart, well-cultured, and have an undying curiosity about life. Let me go ahead and put this card up so that you guys can see it. I actually like this idea here. So, being in the company of a zebra personality not only is a delight, but also opens our minds. As any karmic relationship would. Although I don't see karma here, so this could just be a relationship that is meant to teach you certain things. Their potent magic is contagious, and you may soon find yourself in a faraway land. Expanding your worldview while having a blast. So, it could be that you guys went places. Maybe you guys had went on a boat, right? For some of you. Zebras also like to contribute to the global health through environmental or volunteer work. And this card may be a hint to pack your bags. We talk about packing your bags. It could be that you're trying to move away from this person because of the way that they try to gaslight you. But I see gaslighting on both sides. So, take that as it resonates, okay? When its energy is in balance, it's going to be worldly, enthusiastic, fashion forward. When it's out of balance, there's going to be a necessary need to bring it into balance. An epic adventure or art is going to be the best way to balance this type of energy here. Now, if you're jaded, pouty, and vain, that's how you know. Or if you see anybody else who is jaded, pouty, and vain, then know that they are encompassing the zebra spirits, first off. And second off, they would need to go on an epic adventure to get that energy in check. Okay? So now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and separate all of this. And we're going to go ahead and start drawing some Rider Tarot weights. So Spirit, show us what you have. I'm going to go ahead and refresh the daily chart. See, okay, so yeah, now Scorpio is actually entering into the fullness of the 8th house. And this is where we start to transform your life. Alright? So, firstly, let's go through the houses. First house has Saturn, Neptune, the North Node, and Chiron. Very much so a time of you taking a look at your spiritual beliefs as well as your actions, and how there's a necessary need for you to have patience and perseverance when it comes to the things that fool you or that like pull the wool over your eyes, and understanding that this is in some way, shape, or form going to bring out some triggers which you can work on, and this is actually part of your destiny at the moment. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you the 3 cards. You understand that this is a path. You'll understand that eventually in the future you're going to have victory, mostly because the Page of Pentacles understands how to grab hold of opportunities as they come. I feel that you just need to move in some direction, okay? Whether it's in this person's direction or not, it doesn't really matter because you're going to be victorious. I just feel you have to move in some direction. Some direction, any direction, doesn't really matter. You'll start to understand your path as you make your movement into a certain direction. Now, I feel like moving forward is going to be the best outcome here. And moving away from this feeling of having to feel like you're trapped. Right? This gaslighting back and forth is going to make you feel like you're trapped. And it's also going to oh man, this energy is draining me. Wow. It's actually what narcissists do. They leave you drained. So, alright, enough about the narcissist. Let's see how this energy is connecting. Okay, Page of Cups in the reverse. I almost feel like you're expecting bad news. I almost feel like you're expecting no news at all. It almost gives me the feel that this person, this narcissist, whoever it is that you're dealing with, although they might not show it because it's not coming out here, they have nothing but negative messages for you now, right? Where you're expecting a love call, there is no love call. Where you're expecting a love call, all there is emotional discourse and strife. King of Cups in the reverse. Notice how anything that has to do with the addiction and love and a love call and happiness and all of that is met by unhappiness. That's the reason why that not enough card is there and why the boat is there. Time to transform your life. Alright? You understand what it is that you need to do. We go to the second house, Taurus is there. And at the same time you have Mars and Uranus. You know intuitively what you have to do. Okay? You understand what is necessary in order to move forward from the energy of I'm not feeling enough. And it's your restlessness. We talked about that restlessness and how restlessness is not allowing you to have the connection to source, which is that spiritual connection, in order for you to understand what about this situation needs to change. Alright, so give me one more card, Spirit. Well, Spirit chose to give me two. As you move away, and as you move away from these outdated thinking patterns and replaying events over in your head, think about what it is that you wish to move forward on, right? When you have the Page of Wands here, it's all about taking your steps forward. Taking steps forward to end certain things, and taking steps forward to complete certain cycles. We had that time, takes time to heal the cycles and all that card at the bottom of the Fairies Oracle deck when we first drew your first spread. What this is signifying, especially since we have 3 pages out, there needs to be a need to drop trivial, or I guess you could say certain childish actions or certain childish emotions, because we have the page here, the page here, and the page there. There's a necessary need to be more of the earthworm energies. Okay? I just want to go ahead and draw one more to see what comes out, and this will close the message for tonight. And then we're also going to see what's at the bottom too. Yeah, see? Have a vision, okay? Both the Page of Wands and the Two of Wands, they both are in this pensive state. They both are thinking, okay, what is it that I want? And what is it that I move forward on? Remember that Wands energies are all about action. So, what do you need to take action on? Huh? What do you need to take action on? What do you need to move, or what direction do you need to move into in order to reach your 10 of Pentacles, huh? And can you drop your defenses enough for the universe to actually bring your expectations to you? Now, it's not good to have expectations. However, it is good to have a vision of what it is that you're looking for and a vision of what it is that you want. This card here, he's still at home, but he's having a vision of where he wants to be. So with that, I will go ahead and end this reading here. If you liked it and it's not too direct for you, then go ahead and subscribe, share it, do all that fun stuff, and hopefully I can get a lot more of these readings out. It doesn't really seem like it's too big of a job to do all these readings within a certain amount of time. But however, it does feel like it's going to take at least a week for me to put them all out, which means that they're all going to be staggered in some type of way. Almost like my card setup here. So Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for following along. You know, whenever there's advice that's to be given, well, one, I should say that it should be taken with a grain of salt, but two, if it touches your intuition, then I feel like it needs to be looked at more in depth to allow you to understand your situations a whole lot better. Biggest thing that I can say is be yourself, be authentic. Whoever this person is that's looking at you will eventually set a plan for a date with you, which is this love call that you're expecting. But that requires you to be more truthful with yourself, firstly, and to be perceptive enough to know when restless energies start to take hold. Alright? With that, thank you, Scorpio, for being here, and I will see you on the next video. Ciao.